Zack Snyder, director of Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, is about to film his passion project with two Rebel Moon stars at his side. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. The director made his feature film in 2004 with Dawn of the Dead, but became a box office darling with 300, which landed with the strength of a Spartan's kick in 2007. The last photograph is about an ex-DEA operative who goes on a hunt for his missing niece and nephew in the mountains of South America after the killing of their parents. The operative works with a washed-up war photographer for the task, as he's the only person who has seen the murderers' faces. Zack Snyder, director of Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, is about to film his passion project with two Rebel Moon stars at his side. The director made his feature film in 2004 with Dawn of the Dead, but became a box office darling with 300, which landed with the strength of a Spartan's kick in 2007. Zack Snyder, director of Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, is about to film his passion project with two Rebel Moon stars at his side. The director made his feature film in 2004 with Dawn of the Dead, but became a box office darling with 300, which landed with the strength of a Spartan's kick in 2007. He said so himself, stating, "The idea of taking camera in hand and simply making a movie in an intimate way is appealing to me. The last photograph is a meditation of life and death, embodying some of the trials that I have experienced in my own life and the exploration of those ideas through image making." The film, which is set to begin filming this month, is not written by Snyder, but is based on a story he created. Snyder has been too busy with other movies to film it before now, but now that he has found the time, the last photograph offers him the opportunity to tell an intimate and emotional story. If any beloved filmmaker should be making a passion project right now, it's Snyder, as well as, in this writer's mind, George Lucas. Zack Snyder has been at the center of fandom discourse for years, especially since he had to drop out of Justice League for the most tragic of reasons. With Snyder's DC work now linked, for better or for worse, with years of controversy around releasing the Snyder Cut of Justice League and his Rebel Moon films falling short of impressing critics, now is the perfect time for him to turn his attention to something more intimate and heartfelt. Even considering some of his less successful films, Snyder is one of the most competent filmmakers around when it comes to making visually arresting, high-stakes blockbuster movies. But the last photograph not only offers Snyder a break from the pressures and constraints inherent to such projects, but also a chance to surprise audiences on his own terms. He said so himself, stating, "The idea of taking camera in hand and simply making a movie in an intimate way is appealing to me. The last photograph is a meditation of life and death, embodying some of the trials that I have experienced in my own life and the exploration of those ideas through image making." Superman has been reminding moviegoers of DC's greatness in theaters. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. The film is closing in on the $500 million mark at the box office and shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Even when you leave the theater, you'll most likely see a ton of Superman merchandise on store shelves, including action figures from McFarlane Toys. Now, despite Zack Snyder's DCU being a relic of the past, McFarlane could be making more figures for the director's infamous DC trilogy. While Snyder's DC trilogy and the wider DCU films like The Flash, Aquaman, and Shazam aren't that beloved, they did get a lot of merchandise over the years. This included physical media releases, Funko Pops, and action figures. Since 2020, the main contributor of the latter has been McFarlane Toys. They've made figures for Wonder Woman 1984, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and Blue Beetle. However, over the last year, the popular toy company has gone back to the early days of the DCU to make new figures for Batman vs. Superman. This wave featured multiple Batman figures, like Nightmare Batman, Wonder Woman, and a two-pack depicting Superman's final battle with Doomsday. This crowdfunding campaign is the first time Snyder's DC Trinity will be depicted in black and white, just like the previously mentioned Justice is Gray cut of his 4-hour-long version of Justice League. McFarlane Toys Store has just unveiled their fourth crowdfunding campaign for their club drawing board. The concept figures include a 20-inch-long Batmobile from Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, parts for the Justice League version of the famous car, Ben Affleck's Batman and the Bat-Signal, and the Justice is Gray, black and white 7-inch scale DC multiverse figures for Batman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, and Henry Cavill's Superman. The complete package comes with a metal Justice League poster autographed by Todd McFarlane. There will also be 4 different levels, so you can choose how much you want to support this campaign. Zack Snyder's Justice League is getting a new crowdfunding campaign from McFarlane Toys featuring high-detail action figures of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and more in their Snyder Cut designs. Fans can back the campaign to unlock limited edition figures and vehicles like the Batmobile. It's a collector-focused release driven by fan demand, continuing the Snyderverse momentum through exclusive merchandise. James Gunn's Superman and the new DCU will most likely be the main focus for McFarlane going forward. That said, it's still nice to see the company pay homage to DC's past as their future looks as bright as ever. You can contribute to McFarlane's Snyderverse crowdfunding campaign on their website now. However, if you're in the mood for more DC after Superman, you can currently stream Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max. Zack Snyder Justice League isn't irrelevant and for only guys living in their mom's basements. It is and was an achievement beyond the norm. Fans on many platforms overvoiced their opinions, and while WB was going through many changes in higher-up positions and new dirty politics on the board, fans gave DC Studios billion with a B to the company even after they released what is now known as the Justice League movie. WB needed money, not the commitment from fans. So they let Snyder finish the special effects of his true Justice League movie. And lo and behold, money in the bank, ratings and social media went beyond anything they could have hoped for. This movie changed the fandom forever. By not letting Snyder, whom was only a director with a specific vision, speak for itself. Not by bots and fake Rotten Tomatoes scores like the new Superman 25 had gotten. Butting up to the last director for fans of DC would go and pay for the new movie in theaters. Get new merchandise for its release and plenty of ad space to appease the heads, so marketing would be praised for their time. Zack Snyder did what no other director has been able to, and that is get released his original material only for, say, not letting Green Lantern be in his material. Even if fans don't get movies or the conclusion in video, but through comics from his storyboards or Netflix buys or rents the characters. McFarlane is still gonna continue this and push the line of what's in the studios, and the fandom isn't done with the Snyderverse. And I, for one, I'm not finished with it either. Zack Snyder, just like every DC live-action movie and director before it, deserves respect. They all have mine ever since seeing Batman '89 for the first time as a 5-year-old. And my hope is maybe we move the Snyderverse into Elseworlds just like Robert Pattinson's Batman has. Thanks for reading. Zack Snyder's Justice League is getting a new crowdfunding campaign from McFarlane Toys featuring high-detail action figures of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and more in their Snyder. Aquaman was by no means a critical darling upon release, but that didn't stop the film from becoming a major box office hit. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more.